The year is 2025. The climate crisis is no longer a distant threat. It's here. Record temperatures scorch the earth. Wildfires rage, storms intensify. Yet, on the digital front lines, a different kind of disaster is unfolding. A silent erasure, a vanishing act. Climate information is disappearing from US government websites. Under the directive of the Trump administration, a systematic purge is underway. Climate data, gone. Scientific reports, vanished. Mentions of the climate crisis itself, scrubbed clean. This is not just about websites, it's about control, it's about silencing the truth. This purge is strategic, deliberate, and terrifyingly effective. It seeks to control the narrative, to keep the public in the dark, to make us doubt our own eyes as the planet heats up around us. This is not just censorship, it's a dangerous manipulation of information in a time of unprecedented crisis. The Trump administration wants you to believe that climate change isn't real, that it's not a threat, that we have time to waste, but the planet is telling us a different story, a story etched in fire, flood, and extreme weather, a story that we can no longer afford to ignore. The assault on climate information is not confined to a single website or department. It's a coordinated effort, spreading like a virus across the digital landscape of the US government. The Department of Transportation leads the charge, purging mentions of climate change. Their goal, to dismantle regulations for unchecked fossil fuel extraction. The EPA, once a bastion of science, is now a shadow of its former self. The very agency, tasked with protecting our environment, is now complicit in its destruction. The message is clear. Profit over planet, short-term gains over long-term health. They are choosing to erase the climate crisis from the internet. They are betting on our silence. Imagine this, you're lost in a vast desert, the sun is beating down, your supplies are dwindling. You desperately need a map, a guide, a sense of direction. But what if all the maps had been erased? What if all the signs had been removed? This is the perilous situation we face as the Trump administration systematically removes climate information from the public sphere. Without access to accurate and readily available information, how can we be expected to make informed decisions about our future? How can we hold our leaders accountable? How can we protect ourselves and our communities from the escalating impacts of climate change? The consequences of this information blackout are far-reaching. It undermines our ability to understand the science, to grasp the urgency, to demand action. It creates confusion, apathy, and a sense of helplessness at a time when we need clarity, courage, and collective action more than ever before. This is not just an attack on science, it's an attack on democracy itself. An informed public is the foundation of a functioning democracy. By suppressing information, the Trump administration is not only endangering our environment, but also eroding the very fabric of our society. Section 4. Echoes of Suppression. A familiar playbook unfolds. This is not the first time the Trump administration has attempted to silence the truth about climate change. During his first term, we witnessed a similar pattern of censorship and denial. Remember the 40% decline in the use of the term climate change on federal websites? Remember the muzzling of scientists and the suppression of climate reports? This latest purge is not an isolated incident. It's part of a larger and deeply disturbing pattern. And it's not just the federal government. Look at Florida, where Governor DeSantis has enacted draconian laws banning the very mention of climate change in state laws. This is not just about politics, this is about ideology. It's about imposing a dangerous narrative that denies reality and puts our future at risk. The parallels are chilling, a stark reminder that we are facing an administration that is not only indifferent to the climate crisis, but actively hostile to the very idea that we need to address it. This is climate denial 2.0, bolder, more brazen, and even more dangerous than before. Section 5, a call to action, resisting the silence. In the face of this digital blackout, we cannot afford to be silent. We cannot allow the Trump administration to erase the climate crisis from the internet. Environmental groups are sounding the alarm, condemning this censorship. Information is power, and denying it makes us vulnerable. but their voices alone are not enough. We need a groundswell of outrage, demanding accountability. Call out this censorship for what it is, a dangerous assault on our right to know. Share this information, speak out against this censorship, demand that our leaders prioritize the health of our planet. The time for silence is over. The time for action is now. Like, share and subscribe to stay informed about the fight for climate justice. Together we can resist this dangerous tide of denial and build a future where science and truth prevail.